No.
Woo! Woo!
Oh.
Dud.
Pretty good.
You got two good.
I mean, who chops wood in 2 feet of snow in shorts and a t-shirt?
Me.
Whether he's crazy or just cold resistant, we're not
Baker,
quite
he
sure.
wants to keep going. I think I've finished my drains. You can see that ABS. Double sink in here. Toilet, shower. And then actually there's a lot going on here that it's hard to see. That one over there is going down to, that's the vent for the kitchen sink. See that? And I've got a laundry back here. Couple vents, one from the shower, and they're joining up there. And then all 4 of those I put together, so I only have 1 penetration in the roof from that. Kind of see if my mug would get out of the way. Anyway, then I've got the vent from the bathroom here and the laundry there coming up right here, coming together and going out. And then I have the downstairs, the main floor, or the master bathroom and the downstairs bathroom come together downstairs and go up. I'm gonna flip this around and do a better showing. Okay, so that's the vent from the kitchen coming up here. This is just from these 2 joining up with the vent from the shower and the laundry coming together and going out the roof. This is from the main floor, laundry, bathroom, going through the roof. Let's go down and get a look at some of that. This isn't how the house usually looks. It's not usually this clean, but we spent like an hour and a half, 4 people cleaning up yesterday. Oh, our supply lines are done too. Yep, I'm just doing the PEX, not doing the conversion to copper. So I have the mixing valve installed to the shower head. We're doing drains right now. So here's the vanity. The tub is not plumbed, the drain. That's what the whole house looked like. You can see that just goes down because I haven't done the pressure test yet on this. So here's the P-trap for the tub, and I got that closed off for the pressure test. That's what I'm working on today, is getting this ready for pressure test. So that's my vent that goes up. I had to move it over to get away with that. Lots of stuff. This is the vent from my floor drain. So I had to bring that up and put those together and send them up there. Oh, I have the manifolds done for my in-floor too. Finally got those out of the way. Just so you can see some of the workings here of the drains. So this one goes over to the laundry. That's the laundry one. And this is the shower. With the vent. And that's just the vent stack. And then that's going over to the toilet. And this one's going over to that double vanity right there upstairs that I showed you first. This is coming from the main stack and from the downstairs bathroom. And this, I kept this one 2-inch all the way up. And what comes into that is the master bathroom. Coming together with, so this is kind of the vent and the drain. It's a wet vent to the toilet and the drain for the vanity. And that's clean out and vent for the shower. We blew everything out with the electric blower in here, and that was a wet because we had just got this turned on and tested. It just had everything stuck to it. Jeez, I gotta attach that wall to the floor. Silly. Good thing to see and fix. And then you can see, the last thing up here is that insulation chiseled out for the kitchen sink. Ooh, that sounds good. Anyway, gotta foam those in place. Those are under pressure, and now I have the water lines on. There's a lot going on in here. So here's my manifolds. This is the hot. I just have it temporarily hooked up for the case of our pressure test. And then this is the cold. And you can see I've got a lot of things zip tied and attached. Just about ready under here. Everything's sort of attached and zip tied. Trying to kind of get ready for electrical, which will make a whole new mess. But okay, this is our main going upstairs. Up, that's a vent that goes over to tie in to this vent and that vent, and they're going up to that vent. So again, coming up, this line runs over to the toilet in the master, and the vanity in the master, and the shower in the master, which is vented. That's my vent right there. Boy, you really can't see. That's the Y for the vent. And then over here, that's our laundry, main laundry. And that's vented in the wall. So then this keeps coming over, and that's sloped the whole way to this one. It goes over to the vanity and the toilet and the shower. And then it continues over and goes to the stack up to the 3rd floor bathroom. And that's to the drain that goes up in the wall for right there. The wall for the kitchen sink. So some people might wonder why I didn't just pop those through the floor. And I don't like the way that works with the vanity cabinet, so I wanted them in the wall, or I mean the kitchen cabinets. I don't like when those pipes come through the bottom. Oh, that's a spigot, by the way. And I'm all over the place in this video. But this is just a supply line to a spigot for outside. And that's connected different, that doesn't go through the manifold. So I can turn off the water. So this is, I have this one going to the other side of the house, the opposite side. It's going over there for sprinkler system. And and a faucet, and this one goes over to that one on that side. And then for the back of the house, we have the well has a faucet right next to it. So this is main to the whole house. This is to outside water. And I need to secure all these kind of pretty and straight. And then there's that's my hot manifold. And that's our supply to the hot. And that's our supply from the water heater to supply the house. So I have that manifolded, but I need to, they don't make I couldn't find any manifolds with a 3, so I'm just gonna cap that. And then same thing over here, there's a supply and a return. This is for our heat. And then I did another one here, supply and return. That one used up all of them. I don't have to cap any. Anyway, that's what I've been working on the last couple weeks. And getting all of this. I don't know if I've done a video on the garage door. I'm just not that good at this whole video thing. Anyway, getting all this stuff attached, getting vents supported, getting plumbing supported. You can see zip ties, just getting everything so it doesn't move around. And I'm so grateful for these floor trusses, so I don't have to have anything funny, like anything. It makes it just really easy to run all this stuff. And I actually plumbed up the toilet, so we're pretty much ready to move in. I just hit the button. Okay. I'm doing a pressure test on the ABS, so you can see I think that indicates 10 PSI right there. And I only need to hold 5. So what I have is the inflatable balls in this clean out. I've inflated them on the bottom so that we're on the bottom on this one, so the air will go up, and on the top on the others. And then I've got caps like this on all my vents outside. And then I have caps on all my sink drains. So, and like I've even got an inflatable ball in that guy so that I could do this on that one and this one. That's a different one. It's a lot more expensive. And then on the shower drains, I have these installed. You just put that in there and tighten this. And also the laundry drains. So I'm conducting my drain pressure test, and then I can, if it holds, I can call for an inspection. But I hear air leaking. Right there. So I gotta let the air out and try to reseal this, clean out. Maybe I can tighten that up. These big clean outs are hard to... Anyway, I came up to show you the plugs. See the plug right there? I have this out. So if you put that plug in there. And that's it. I gotta reseal that monster and retest apparently. Okay, one sec, bud. Okay, we had a plumbing explosion.
Like, it went 5
like a sewer explosion. So I was pumping up this thing with air. I've done it before, just 5 pounds. And in all my downstairs cleanouts, like that one, and I have one over there, and one in the garage, I have a ball that was holding the pressure in everything above the cement. But that was like a week ago, maybe a little more than a week, and I didn't recharge the balls because they slowly leak air. And I came and I opened that up and looked at it, but I could smell my sewer, and so I just closed it back up. When I looked at it, it looked okay. I was at like 4.5 pounds. I only had to get to 5, and
It blew.
we heard an explosion.
And it came out of the toilet and it soaked us.
Me and Atticus, we got soaked.
Also, this melted really easy, and now when I'm trying to melt it, it's not melting.
You are ruining my
Sorry.
sewer video right now. So sometimes there's just things he wants to say. So now I've got to run water down this and see if that popped and it's going into my septic. If it is, then I'll have to get my septic evac'd and pull it out. And if it didn't make it, then I have to get it down there. So I have a clean out outside, and I had the lid just resting on there because I wanted it ventilating because I don't have the vents on the top of my roof uncovered. And this clean out just outside this wall, it blew the lid off. So I know it made it past that lid or past that clean out. And I gotta make sure I get it all the way because I can't push it backwards. I think I can flow enough water to push it through, which is an emergency. I have to buy another ball, which is like $25. And now I learned I need to recharge those balls if I'm gonna do a pressure test again and not get poo toilet water blown all over me from the toilet. Thank goodness the lid was down.
Too bad that we never washed the toilet.
So my GoPro's dead, but I'll try to record testing this right now.
Yeah, great windows, man.
Hey, turn it on, bud.
No problem.
You ready, Atticus?
Yeah.
Turn it off. I need to check that. This is how we know that the plug that ran down, that shot down my sewer from there when I was air pressure testing, is plugging up my sewer.
And I didn't even
We
notice.
started filling up the clean out.
It even got my knee wet and I didn't even notice.
Started filling up the clean out in my bathtub and has water in it.
Does that mean it's in the middle of the wall?
Hopefully it'll flow slowly and push that out, but now I gotta snake that ball out.
Should we try flushing it again? Dad?
Flushing the toilet?
Yeah.
No, that just makes it come out here.
Oh.
The problem is the plug. You were kneeling in that and you didn't know it was coming up the drain?
I have a tiny bit on this knee.
Oh my goodness. So cool.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take, and we're gonna have to use another week. Oh my god, this just.
Blew that lid off over into the yard when it went off. So I have a plug ball stuck in my drain between that and that. Okay, this is I call it the pressure test ball popper 2000.
I can't catch gold.
So I sharpen the end.
I'm only
It's so sharp you can't even see it. And then that's a screwdriver that is on the end of this PEX pipe.
That's a lot sharp.
And I'm gonna push it down the clean out. Oh, I have a piece of wire taped here to keep it from coming off.
Just in case.
And I'm gonna
you
go
make
pop the
same
ball
mistake Dad did.
in the clean out so that I stop flooding my house when I flush the toilet. Got the ball down there. Oh, we made it. Oh, that's when so this is connected to a ball that inflates with the hose water, and then it has a jet on the end. So it's pressurizing the tube and pushing the ball down into the tank. And every time that jiggles, that ball is making progress. So it needs to finish the trek over to the septic tank right there. And that would solve our problem. I gotta get in the septic tank and pull the ball out, but it should do the trick. I'd open it right now, but I want Graham to be here when I open it so I don't experience it alone. The problem is, the only thing that has been going into this is our toilet. There's no shower, no laundry, nothing that's just water or soap or anything like that. So it's literally the worst a septic tank could be. So I'm expecting bad things. Oh gosh.
That does not look good.
Let that air out for a minute. I nearly threw up. I might have to climb in that. Ugh. Oh goodness. So the mask made that variable, that respirator. It was a P100, which I think I'm not gonna like compare it to an N95 because I'm not gonna pull the lid off, but anyway made that bearable because you could see when I pulled the lid off that it wasn't really bearable for me. And thankfully I didn't have to climb in. Just started letting the air out of that ball, and that's why you heard water running. I let the air out of the ball, and it started pushing the water that I'd had in there behind it out, or letting it out. Now we got the lid back on. I'm not going to cover it up yet, but that's my sewer is clear, so I can proceed with where it was yesterday when I tried to pressure test. Oh good, Gollum's here. I failed my plumbing and electrical inspection. It feels like a kick in the nuggets, but really I think 2 or 3 days and I think I can fix it. So main things, this drain going over to my toilet here, and that one, this vent here, it's going to my bathroom sink. Would have been okay if I would have twisted that up more. So now I can either replace that and twist it up more, that Y, or I can vent the toilet. Can you see that? Oh, right. I can put a vent in for the toilet right there. Pretty much on all my toilets, I have that problem. A toilet requires a 2-inch vent. So that's my, I guess one more thing about venting is I need more volume for venting. I reduced some of my vents down to 1.5 inches and put them together and then vent it out. So I only have 3 penetrations right now, a 2-inch and 2.5 inches. And I have to increase my size, my volume to outside. So I have to vent, I have to increase my diameter of piping that's going outside. I guess they think I'm gonna pull P-traps empty with the volume that I have. So that's the main thing with my venting. I think my drain, that stuff is gonna take me about a day. Electrical, I have a few things. Bathrooms can't be on circuits with anything else. My garage outlets can't be tied with lights, and same thing with my kitchen. And then the other mistake I made is I thought lights don't pull power, so I can just run 14-2 wire from my 12-2 outlet to my lights, and they don't let me switch like that in a box. So I've got to run a lot of lights, either upgrade those wires to 12-2, or I have to run new wires from the boxes to just my light switch, my light boxes, which is a lot of work. And then like bathrooms can't share, laundry can't share, even though I feel like they've just upgraded the standards since I did this last, which was a long time ago. I think, 10 years ago I would have passed electrical. Not complaining, it just is what it is, and I've got a lot of work to do. So, anything else, Atticus? That was the main thing. They were happy with generally how it looked. It was just these slight things, like my electrical is attached enough. I've got to unbundle when I can't have a bunch of wires together, like there's like a bundle of wires right there. He wants me to spread those out because they create heat. That was it. It doesn't sound like a lot when I say it, but it's still a few days of work, and I'm trying to get ready for sheetrock by the coming Monday, which it's Tuesday now. Not going to be ready. They're gonna have to wait, and hopefully that doesn't mean they go to another job and delay me. And I haven't done my framing inspection yet or my HVAC inspection yet. So, that's the update. Here we go. So, I'm doing final preparation for sheetrock. I have not done a video about electrical or plumbing really. And I might get into the reasons why, but some of those reasons are the way that I would work on the plumbing was sort of, I'm always going up and down the floors. I couldn't just set up the camera and run it. Part of that is because I'm not very good at it. And so I'm running all over the place, so it wouldn't have recorded me half the time. And I only have one camera, which is dumb. I get that that's dumb. I should have just ran 2 cameras on 2 floors and maybe recorded that. But I want to do an update on electrical and plumbing. So, okay, here are the things that I had to do to fix my drains. See that right there? Oh, it's right there actually. Okay, so I had to add this vent, this 2-inch vent for the toilet, because I hadn't rolled that one up correctly. So that goes to my sink in the bathroom. And I had to essentially do that on every one of the toilets up here. So you can see this, and then right above it, that one, that's the vent for the toilet. And so that I actually ran that out that way and up, and then it ties in to my venting that I had to increase the size of over here. So I tied that drain in right there and increased the size of that to 2 inches, where it goes up out of the roof right there. And then I'll show you this one over here. Same story. I had to get a 2-inch vent on it. The reason I had to do that there is because right there, you can see that vent there? I reduced it too far. I reduced it to 1.5 inches. So now that I had to run right straight up out the roof right there rather than tying in with the rest, because that was 1.5 inches where it goes out. And then I had to add a clean out right there. Those were the main things I had to fix on my plumbing. I had to add they call it a hard water line. So I have a hot and cold. And then in case I put in a water softener, they wanted me to add hard water, drinking water line. And then electrical. I thought because the lights don't pull 20 amps, that I could just run a 12 gauge wire to my 14 gauge light boxes. So see where that's white, that's 14 gauge, and that outlet's 12. So I had 12 gauge wires coming up like this to power my lights, because my lights will never pull 20 amps. But they made me run new wires to all these light boxes that are white, 14 gauge. So they have new circuits, essentially new breakers. They're on new breakers because all of those had to they won't let me mix those sizes. I would be potentially running 20 amps through a 14 gauge wire, which would heat it up and eventually cause a failure. So that was a lot of pulling out and replacing. Then bathrooms have to be on their own circuit. I mean, you could have 2 bathrooms on one if it's only the outlet. You can't have the lights on it, so I sometimes split that up differently. And then sometimes rather than running a new wire, I would take some of this yellow stuff, this 12 gauge that I'd pulled out, and I would just install it in a room rather than running a new 14 gauge wire to that box. I just ran a 12 gauge up to the light box. And just depending on where it was in the house, whatever used the least amount of wire, that's what I did. So I have some wire I get to take to the recycle. Anytime I pulled out the 14 gauge, it ripped it up, and then I tried to reuse some of the 12 gauge in places. But here's the important part, is after I made the repairs and fixes, I got my green sticker, which is, it's like the trophy, right? It's the reward for all your hard work. And then, gotta show you my other trophy, my other green sticker. I just got this one yesterday. Obviously I don't have any of these wired up, but there's my green sticker trophy. So that means I can cover that stuff up with sheetrock. So I have sheetrock, some of the sheetrock's delivered already. I'm not installing it. I'm gonna work on the roof while I have sheetrockers in here. It's too big of a project for me. I need to get in here and get back to work and my regular work that pays the bills. So I also had my framing inspection, and I mean my general framing inspection. So there's a lot of things I did in preparation that weren't in my plans, just that I was concerned about, that I wanted. So for example, these load-bearing posts, they're strapped and tied all the way up to my roof. They're tied together. That was not required, but I just think if I'm gonna have a bad event like an earthquake, that I want those strapped together. So that goes up to the post above. There were three main things, 4 little things that I had to fix. And he didn't even come back to inspect. He trusted me to do it, and I did. So that's a smoke detector, smoke and carbon monoxide detector box. For my fireplace flue, I have blocking on both sides of that. It's to prevent drafts. See that? To prevent drafting in that place in case there was a fire. That would be a place where it would sort of smolder out. What else? He had me hang hangers. Oh, I just realized I forgot something. It's a good thing I'm doing this video. On these LVLs, I have screws in from the end, a bunch of them, but he wanted hangers there and there and over on that side of the house on the dormer right there. And then, what else? This is the thing I've forgotten, but I'll do it as soon as I'm done with this video. That's too close right here. This is just so I can sheetrock, but I'm just gonna cut that like that, and then it won't be too close anymore. Trying to think of what else he had me fix. Those were the big things. So that's the big update. I think they're going to start sheetrocking tomorrow. And I'm going to go work on the roof, which is great. I mean, I've been working towards this for a long time. And anything you want to add, Graham?
No.
Graham has been working on ensuring that our heat PEX is attached really well. So getting all that blue stuff stapled.
One of them, like right here, it like fell off completely.
Oh, I pulled it off. That's where I had a leak. I hit that pipe with some nails. So that's a couple couplers because I nailed into it right there in 2 places.
Okay.
fell down because I pulled it down to make that repair. So he's been just going over and stapling this way up. It's already stapled, but it's gonna get the liquid in it, and then it'll be heavier and it'll expand and contract. So we're just really making sure that that won't do any sagging or falling. And the last thing I gotta do is I have to insulate the ceiling of the garage, which is that. And I've got to fur this wall out to 2x6 and insulate it too. That wall and that wall. They do that because he told me if we accidentally leave the garage door open, or if we close it and then we're leaving and something trips the light like a cat and our garage door is left open, it's insulated against the rest of the house so we don't freeze pipes or something like that. So I was hoping I didn't have to insulate it. I didn't want to insulate it because like it's part of my envelope, heated envelope. I know Matt Reisinger would be yelling at me right now because there's air that's in the garage that we don't want in our house. But I'll do a vapor barrier and make sure that it's closed off. We don't have HVAC, like any air ducting that's going in there. And anyway, hopefully it'll be enough. So I think that means once I get this cleaned up, because it's still kind of, I have my mess everywhere, and once I get my stuff out of the way and I get that insulated, which should be today, then I can be out of the sheetrockers' way and they can do their work. So it's good. Graham and I just he's stapling and I got this insulated in the garage. And outside, gotta go get something from the trailer. Don't know what it is with this place. Just incredible every night. You almost need 3D camera for this because the depth, I don't know, there's something incredible. Okay, acre.
No.
What is it?
No.
Say mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good job. Say mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Good job. I like the way you say mustache.
Mustache. I think I found it, but it's smashed in like 800 pieces. Mustache.
Mustache.
Someone drive over? Mustache.
That wouldn't
Mustache.
have smashed it.
It's like
Mustache.
50 pieces.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Yes.
Mustache.
Do you want to have a mustache?
Would the dog get you fired at me? Hey, Mom, can I have ice cream?
You trying to pull it off? Ow.
I'm gonna have ice cream, Mom.
Did you finish your whole bowl?
Yeah.
Did you finish your stewardship? Did you sweep
Oh,
in
you
the
have-
bathroom and take
you
out the
have-
garbage?
Some hair on your birthmark right there.
You did earlier, and there's brand new garbage, and you put a new bag in.
No,
Can
I
you-
didn't do the.
Okay, you're gonna need to.
He's trying to pull out my mustache hair and put it on his face. Are you getting any? Watch out. Mustache.
You want a mustache?
Okay, go ahead. Put it on. Okay. Oh, there you go.
Here, you need the other side.
Okay.
Do it again.
You want some more?
Look at the mustache.
Mm-hmm. Putting it on. There you go. Oh, you got it. You got some of the hair. That's smart. Say mustache. Can you say it? Oh,
Forehead.
mustache.